Yeah, so
there's a piano down in Folsom, and
I went there
You should
today,
go.
actually. I was there just before I came here.
cool. What'd you play?
I kind of have like a few songs that I just like love the chord progression so much. And just
Okay.
like, there's like, if somebody was like, play for me, I would play these because like they just honestly sounds probably better than I am. Just like,
Okay.
but I have this, the first song I always play is the intro to Tyler, the Creator's third album, Wolf.
Okay.
It's called Wolf. It's like this little intro. And it's like it's great because like when I wake up in the morning and I go to the piano, I always play that one first because it's like so like it just like starts off my day really well. I just love the progression, and I always play it the same way. Like I have this like performance type energy to it. Like there's some music some songs are just like great songs, and there's like performance music.
Okay.
There's like the specific way you played it was so captivating, and like.
The way you played it, or the way he played it?
The way I'm
Okay,
playing it.
okay.
Yeah, and I just like the way I. So I know I never play that song differently. I always play it
Okay.
the same way. So I start off doing that one because then people are kind of like, oh, there's something piano happening out there. It's
Right.
kind of like an intro.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I go into Tyler, the Creator's Boredom from his second to last album, and I just love that progression too. And there's a weird part where it changes keys twice,
Okay.
and I love playing that part because everybody's like, whoa.
Does anyone out there know what you're playing?
No, most of the time they don't. Today there was a drunken guy that I think knew,
Okay.
and he was like trying to rap, but he was like, it was like I could barely hear him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
But I like going on weekends because there's a lot of people there. It's busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a busy place. Weekdays there's like hardly anyone there.
How much competition is it for the piano?
Hardly anyone. It's usually like little kids come by and go do 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 do, and
Yep.
then they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of come in and tear it up, and everybody's like, okay, whatever. But there's now one guy that usually comes with a tip jar. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a good idea.
Huh.
Maybe I can make some money.
Yeah.
Like buy an ice cream with the money I get.
Are you gonna
there.
do that?
I think I'm gonna do that next time.
Okay. Yeah.
But I gotta come on like Saturdays. It's disappointing when there's nobody there because like, oh, I could just be doing this at home
Oh.
because my piano sounds better. But
Yeah,
like when
okay.
there's nobody there, it's like.
Mhm.
But the energy's nice because it's
No one ever like brings out a guitar or something play along.
no, it'd be
Okay.
fun.
It would be fun.
It might happen randomly. Somebody has a harmonica in their pocket. and
Or a
then-
cajon or something. Yeah.
It's a cajon.
The thing you like hit
Oh,
and it like makes
yeah.
drum sounds.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I got one in my
Music.
car, and they come back, and then somebody's brings in a guitar, and then
Absolutely.
yeah,
It needs to happen. Okay.
and then somebody puts it on YouTube, 10 million views. Watch my career. No, so yeah, I've been doing that.
Okay.
It's fun.
Cool.
I just like hanging out there because there's cool shops and stuff. And
Yeah.
hanging
Yeah, I
out with
think-
friends.
Like whenever you can find a place to play, like where, especially if there's other people, like just like finding a place where music fits in.
Mhm.
Because I think for a lot of people, like playing just on their own, there's like just all that like self-criticism, and like all you're doing is like focused on why this should be different and all that stuff, and like actually stepping back and like just enjoying what you're doing. You almost have to have like that reflection of someone else watching you and like watching them enjoy you, going, oh, this is an enjoyable thing, before you can. No.
I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm just waiting.
Waiting
finish
for a
the
good
thought.
point.
Wait, what? Oh,
Waiting for a good point. No, like so, like you don't realize how good it sounds until you see someone else appreciating what you do,
yeah.
and then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot this is fun and I enjoy doing.
Well, I
this
definitely
and-
have fun. I definitely enjoy it,
'Kay.
even on my own. But it's just, to me, it's just like natural. Like I just like playing the music.
Mhm.
But then like, it was just kind of odd when somebody was telling me like literally telling me like, you were so good, like come to my studio for a free day.
Mhm.
It was just like interesting. Like really, I didn't think I was there yet. Sometimes I think like everybody does it, but thinking like, oh, I still have so much more to go before I can do that. But really, if you should just do it. You should just
Yeah.
do the things
Yes.
that you think you're not good enough yet for.
Right, and the people who are out
Because
there,
you never will be.
you will never be what?
You'll never be good
I'm sure I
enough for
agree, but-
yourself to do something like that. You just have to do it.
Depends on your personality.
Oh yeah, maybe
But-
just me.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's most people, but then there's definitely the minority of like people who just like they play a note and they're like really impressed with themselves, and so is their mom, and so they like go out and tour and change their name to Katy Perry and record an album or whatever. And with all
No shade to Katy Perry.
I mean, she's great at what she does or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like there's like the people who are doing it that everyone's looking up to suck so much, and so many I think really great people are just like still grinding away. Like, yeah, but I'm not good enough to be that, and like talent has nothing to do with
Success.
getting praise
for
what you do.
It's definitely a good point. I need to think about that more. I usually am like, I have this sort of perfectionist attitude when it's really just like do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's good. I think that's true with most of the art out there. Like, I don't know anything about art, but I'm guessing like the paintings that I would look at and go, wow, that's really incredible, are like really easy technique, like motel art things. Like I can't do that, or sketches or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of times when I talk to like fine artists, like a lot of my friends that are doing it, like what I'm really impressed, I think they have that same feeling.
But you actually do art.
Well, yes, I do.
See,
I was about to put myself in a box.
Well, no, not really. Like, I'm not good, but
what I meant was just like my friends that like dedicate their life to this, which for me is just like fun.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my own self-classification. I'm not trying to put myself in a box of like, I'm not an artist, because I am, because everybody is. But like,
okay, yeah, debatable. Go ahead.
I don't know. I wasn't gonna say anything yet.
Everybody's an artist. Back it up.
Well, you see, I guess it's just how you look at yourself, because there's like a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm not an artist, but you make music every day just by like walking around.
Okay.
Just like talking,
What's the point of having a word artist then if it applies to everybody? Like if everybody's an artist, then nobody's an artist.
Maybe.
So there's just no such thing as an artist.
Maybe.
Then. Well, no. Because we have a word and it needs to mean something.
Yeah, because then you could just say that for every word. Say everybody's and everything.
Right, yes, except they're not. Like everybody's a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, have you ever like noticed that like your head hurt? Well, that's a diagnosis. Like everybody's a doctor if you think about it. Like, no, not everybody's a doctor.
Yeah.
So,
well,
someone's an artist and someone definitely isn't. No disrespect to anyone who can diagnose their own headache or who can enjoy walking around the world. They're just not doctors or artists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe it's just anybody can be. Maybe that's just the point I'm trying to make.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they chose not to, so they're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. But you are an artist.
Yeah, I say that.
Okay.
I say that often.
Okay, why? Yeah. What do you do?
Well,
what interests you?
Art. Of all
Beautiful.
kinds.
Okay.
I think I just kind of when I was like 3, I discovered music. That's just kind of what I say, although I was probably younger than that when I heard my first song.
Okay.
I just kind of remember being 3 and like liking Smash Mouth's All Star.
Okay.
And Weezer's Beverly Hills.
Okay.
I just really liked the way it sounded.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I became fans of like Michael Jackson and stuff like that. I looked up his videos on YouTube. And then I discovered like Lego animation. And I got interested in like stop motion. And like I started like doing comic books. And because I just really like comic books, I would go to a comic book store and just like look at. I barely read the stories just because I liked just the art. Then I got into storytelling and I really liked stories. So I was reading it for like the stories and I was reading books and stuff. So and then I liked movies.
So wait, so comic books got you into books?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's interesting. But yeah.
Okay.
It was just like storytelling in general.
Yeah. Well, there's a threshold, like because reading is terrible and boring and horrendous if you're not good at it or you can't do it very well. Like it's just a major pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that like something has to make that fun in order for you to get over it.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
for some people, like they just enjoy the the process of learning how to read, like words are interesting to them. And then there's other people like me who's just like, like using my eyes to get ideas into my brain. Like there's a better way.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I think I've like damaged my attention span. And, like I find it hard to read books now, unless they're like nonfiction, which is odd because I really do like movies and like storytelling and film. Like I could read screenplays, like I love that, but like books, just like big block of text, like oh my god, like.
But you like nonfiction.
Well, yeah, like I'm like, well, see, I just don't. I like to say I say I don't have time to read, but it's not true. Anybody?
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like. I do other things. Like I stay up till the point I want to go to sleep, and I'm like doing other things. Like
right.
I usually people read before they go to bed or something, and I don't want to read in the middle of the day because it's like sunny out, and I want to like go skate or something.
Okay.
So, but what were we talking about? Art. Like why do I consider myself an artist? Just because.
Real quick.
Well, yeah.
Screenplays. I've never read a screenplay before. It sounds terrible.
No, it's fun.
So like, but this has all the directions of all the actors, like, and then person B steps over to whatever and picks up a whatever, and then they, okay.
You mostly have you just kind of have scene headings, action, dialogue, and that's basically it. It's just those three things really. Okay. And scene heading is like, are you inside or outside, and what place are you in? Where are you? And then you kind of have action and like which is kind of like so before every scene, it's like setting the stage. What's there?
Okay.
There's a lamp over there. There's things like, and two characters are sitting on, one's in a chair, one's on a bench because he broke the chair, and they're having a discussion about something. And then there's character and dialogue and character and dialogue.
This is interesting to you, like as a story, or interesting like as a director, like.
Well, as a director, well, also as a story too, because like I guess that's just my preferred way to read stories. Because I really do love storytelling, and I love studying the process of the writer. Yeah, but then like also it's cool because screenplays like are also movie-ish, because like movies are a combination of a book, a play, and then something else that makes it uniquely moviness.
Okay. And
screenplays are that, like, you know, like it has the movie stuff in it, but then it's also a book because it's the narrative element. You know?
I always assume that a movie, like the 90-minute, first of all, okay, so we got the 90-minute constraint, right, of like a movie.
Yeah.
Like if it's gonna go to the theater. Like
the most mainstream idea of a movie, it's like 90 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's like 3-hour movies, and like I'm not sitting through that.
Godfather Part 2.
Why?
Like
yeah,
3.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing though.
Okay.
But you don't have the
Lord of the
attention
Rings.
span for it? I hate Lord of the Rings.
Okay, good.
I can't stand
so we can
it.
agree. It was just way too long. Like
so boring.
It was, yes, if you got 90 minutes of a story, you don't need to turn into 3 hours just to prove to me that 90 minutes is idiotic. I already agree with you. Yeah. We only had 90 minutes of a story, so you should have made it 90 minutes.
No, but not every movie it should be 90 minutes.
I know. Too many artists think too highly of their stories, and they need to make them shorter because the rest of us don't care. Like Avengers, whatever, that's like a 3-hour thing too. Like I'm probably never going to see that.
Also don't like those movies either.
Yeah, good. Well, that's why I'm using those examples so we can agree to hate them together. So, but then you have like a movie has its own constraints because you're not dealing with people's imaginations like you are if you're writing something. So if you're just writing it, like people are making up their own, that seems like a freer medium to me than in a movie like that.
A book is freer medium?
Yeah, definitely, because you can just, you don't have to find a way to make it in your 16:9 frame and your whatever.
Definitely involves less people. Could be a minimum of one.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like, but as a story though, like things are a lot more believable in a book to me because you don't have to make them look real. Like that's, if it doesn't feel real, that's your imagination's fault. Like
totally.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, that's kind of like you might say that not you specifically, but one might say that a movie takes. Like inherently is better because it's like if you can make it look good, if you make everything work, that's like more talent than a book. But I think it's just different mediums. It's just different mediums.
Okay, yeah.
Different ways of telling a story. Because you could say that a video game is more than a movie because now you have to add the character somebody's playing it aspect. It's just different mediums though. Okay. But Like for a book, definitely. I mean, it's freer. Like you don't have to hire actors.
Yeah, well, I don't mean freer financially. I just mean freer creatively.
Yeah.
You don't have the constraint of anything. It can be any length. It can be any setting. All you have to do is literally tell a good story.
Because our brains, there's no limit to like what we can imagine.
Yeah. But even like an audiobook, like I get into an audiobook and like if the narrator isn't good, like it might have been a great story, but I'm never going to find out because I just can't take this person's voice or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like
there's some movies like that where the story's really sound, but then like something else messes it up.
Yeah.
I can't think of any right now, but
Yeah.
but like there's movies like Pulp Fiction. It's one of my favorite movies. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay.
And I don't feel like it should have been any shorter. Like it feels like could have been 90 minutes.
Okay. But who is that? Is that Scorsese?
Quentin Tarantino, not Scorsese.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the same guy to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
They both annoy me.
Well, they do very different things.
Okay.
The movies are not similar.
Dare we? Okay. I definitely don't know.
You watch
and I'm
Kill
not
Bill
sure
and
if
tell me it's like Goodfellas? No.
What?
You've probably never seen either of those, have you?
No. Goodfellas and what?
Goodfellas and Kill Bill.
Oh, no, that's the one with the yellow chick and the swords.
Uma Thurman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, her name is Uma Thurman?
Not in the film.
Oh,
in
okay.
the film, her name is the something. It's not. She's not like a first and last name. It's like this. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's like the princess or something.
Can you? I'm interested enough to know like the summary of like what are Tarantino and whatever the other dudes, Scorsese, like what?
Just stylistically, they're very different. Scorsese, I think the only movie I've ever seen from him is No, I feel like there's another one that I've seen. I can't remember. But like Goodfellas is like, it's like more similar to The Godfather, but it's very like traditional movie like. I feel like it's it's a story about like a boy that grows up around like gangster type people, and like he becomes one of them.
Is that his thing though?
Like gangster movies.
Scorsese.
Yeah.
How do you say his name?
Yeah, Scorsese. Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Yeah.
Scorsese.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like basically like it's kind of like the downfall of his character because like he falls in love, but like the whole gangster life corrupts him.
Okay.
And it's like very heartbreaking movie.
What's the difference between Scorsese and Tarantino?
Tarantino is just like he's telling stories for sure, and he's making commentary, but it's a lot more cartoony and just like comic book style.
Okay.
Scorsese is like definitely like very real, very realistic.
Okay.
Like when somebody gets shot, it's like the normal amount of blood is coming out of their foot. Because there is a shot where he's one of the dudes. He's so funny. It's like okay, but then Tarantino also. Oh well, let me finish that thought. When somebody gets shot in Tarantino's movie, it's blood splattering everywhere.
Right. Okay.
And it's like the way he tells his stories are a lot different. Goodfellas reminds me of The Sandlot, like like a gangster Sandlot. I mean, you haven't seen the movie, so you don't know what I'm trying to say. But like that's just the way it feels because there's like he's narrating it he's in the future telling about a story that happened in the past.
Okay. What's this movie?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But see, Tarantino's movies are like very tongue in cheek, and they're like he's like kind of making fun of himself, but also making it's interesting.
Okay. I feel like I would like that,
Yeah.
but I hate all the people who love him, like in the industry, like not you, but like like all the.
Because why?
Well,
Because pretentiousness, or
Yeah.
I just think he's really good at what he does.
Yeah, he might be.
But like, so Pulp Fiction's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay.
Alice in Wonderland, which I like better than Pulp Fiction, or at the same level, the Disney one from the 50s, 54,
okay, yeah.
53, whatever. I like them at the same level, but that movie is 65 minutes long.
What does that have to do with it?
We were talking about story length, like movie length.
Oh.
You can tell your story in less or long amount of time. It's just that worked for that movie and that didn't for the other movie.
Okay. Cool.
Just how I see it, but
yeah.
Some people, like maybe you see it's 2 hours, you're like, nope.
No, I I don't think that you should, like a movie should be a certain length. It should be however long. But I don't feel like the people who are making the movies are good judges of how long it should be in most cases. I've never seen a Spielberg movie that I felt like was too long.
What about Schindler's List?
No.
It was like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
Okay.
Sure, but I didn't feel like it should have been shorter.
Got it.
But I feel like there's so many artsy movies that are just like not 90 minutes, and I feel like the reason they're not 90 minutes is because they were just like trying to not make a 90-minute movie, man.
Yeah.
And
You're arguing that like they're just doing it to do it.
yeah, to be artistic or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
That's not the way that art should work, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like your art should make a point about something other than the art, probably.
Other than the fact that we're just like making something that's totally
Right.
gonna impress you.
Right. Yeah. So like tell me a story. Like give me an analogy for real life, or tell me something about real life. But if your art is just about art, then it's just too, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
But so there, you like reading screenplays.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then
not so much. I haven't done it in a while, but there was a period of time where I was just like reading the screenplays of movies I've already seen.
Okay.
I read Reservoir Dogs. I read La La Land, and I read Pulp Fiction.
After the movies came out?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you can't read them before the movie comes out.
Yeah, I think they leak and stuff, but I've never gone into that.
Mm-hmm. So you see a movie and you're like, oh, I'd like to read the screenplay of that.
Because I was just obsessed with these movies and I
Wow.
wanted to know everything about how they work.
I remember your La La Land phase. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We played a lot of the music.
It's funny. I was just playing. I kind of not retaught myself, but I hit a G and I was like, oh, and I remembered a song.
Your fingers remembered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because sometimes when I play things, the more I think about the notes, the more I mess up.
Yeah.
Because it's all muscle memory for a lot of these songs that I haven't played in years, but they're just stuck. So when I'm like, where does that go? I totally mess up.
Yes.
Weird.
I know it's not true that your fingers like can think or that they have a mind or anything, but I haven't found a place where that like analogy breaks down ever. Like your fingers are really, really stupid. They're not nearly as smart as your brain. So your head's going to understand how to do it before your fingers can ever do it. But their long-term memory is just insane. And so if you can have the patience to train your hand to do something, then it'll remember it for a ridiculous amount of time. And then I think everyone's had that experience if you've played for very long, where like you think of a song, you're like, I don't know how to play it. And then you like goof around on some notes. You're like, nah, I don't remember. And then like it finds a note. It's like, oh, and it's like the world opens up. You're like, oh yeah, that was, and then your fingers can play all the notes. You're like, I don't know how I'm doing this. It's magic.
It's weird. I had a moment like that. Yeah. I was playing Beatles Honey Pie. And like that's one I did for a performance. And it's probably the hours and hours of like nervous learning. Like, yeah, that just like, I don't think I'll ever forget that song. There is like a bridge that I don't know, but other than that,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's weird how it works.
And now it's actually happening for me in less and less time. Like I like figure out, and I don't watch videos anymore. I only learn songs by my ear. I love like and I've been getting so much better at it that these songs, like I'll learn a song and then like weeks later I'll play it again and I still know how to do it. Like I only played it a few times.
Yep.
So I'm just getting better at it.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to me. I love playing the piano.
I think that's because of patterns in music. And so like once your hand learns a pattern, kind of like getting around town, like when you move to a new town, like you first only know like how to get from here to work or here to school, but then like the more you learn, well, I can get from here to the ice cream shop, and then but I don't know how to get from the ice cream shop to school. But like once you learn that, like, and then eventually like things just start to like
the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, right. And so now, well, yeah, I can just get around the city better. I can memorize the directions in the city better because I've done so many of these individual things that they're all starting to come together. I feel like it's the same way in music.
Yeah.
But
and now things are starting to blend in too. Like I just know so many chords and songs that it's just all blending in. And yeah, maybe I'm gonna hit the wrong thing, but it's all gonna all come back together. I just halfway through just started playing some other song.
Yeah.
I was playing Miles Davis and now I'm on Stevie Wonder and it's just like where, and then it comes back. Like, it's just like, oh, that chord leads to another thing. Yeah. It just all blends in.
Yeah. Which sounds like magic to anyone who's not there
music,
yet. Okay. So tell me about anti-box thing, because we've never actually talked about where that came from, or
really?
Like I don't think so. Like I've known like the steps along the way of what you were developing and stuff, but I don't know when it came up or why it came up or.
Okay. Well, it all started as an idea a long time ago. Not really that long ago, but it just the relatively short amount of time I've been around. Like 3 years ago.
Okay. And
I just thought it would be cool to like, I was just really inspired by my favorite artists, and like Kanye West is what he was doing with Yeezy, which is his clothing line, which has been kind of dormant recently, but back then I was really into what he was doing. And then Tyler, the Creator as well. And actually, with his brand Golf Wing, they're stylistically so like different. Like Yeezy was mostly like really earth tones and like really like serious, but like also casual, like type streetwear stuff. And then Tyler, the Creator was like bright, super like fun patterns and just like mixing things together. And I just liked kind of like I got into just like making clothing because I'd been like for the first time, like I was mostly just dressing in like graphic t-shirts, and I still love graphic. I'm wearing one right now. I made my own. Mostly graphic t-shirts and like cargo shorts. And like when I saw the way Tyler, the Creator, was dressing, it like really spoke to me because he like looked like me. Like he was wearing a t-shirt and shorts and like a hat and like Vans.
Okay.
So that really spoke to me. And then just like I've just been kind of following what he was doing. So like
Spoke what to you? What does that mean?
Like it's just he like looked like me, like he was like dressing like I did.
Okay.
Like which I didn't think the way I was dressing was that cool.
Oh.
But like he also liked like logos or like bright colors and stuff.
Okay.
So like which is like I remember like when I was like 9 finding this like checkered hat with a red bill. I just like wore it every day. And people made fun of me for liking that. But like then he has this like orange and bright blue checkered hat.
Yeah, okay.
And like that was just cool to me.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, what if I can make my own stuff? Like I have ideas. I have ideas in this head, I think. And so I just kind of did some. I wasn't really sketching or drawing back then, so I would like Photoshop stuff, like get like pictures of T-shirts and like come up with things to put on them. And my early stuff was just garbage. But like that's everybody's first thing you ever make.
Man, I feel that way about everything from 5 years ago.
Like, it's a good thing, I guess.
I guess. It just makes me scared to ever like record anything or put anything down, like because I know that whatever I'm thinking right now or whatever ideas I have right now, like 5 years from now I'll be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have put that on the public, you know?
For sure. I feel that way about things I did 5 years ago.
How old were you 5 years ago?
Let's see, I'm 16.
Okay.
I was 11.
So you're 11.
I'm almost 12 though. I'm gonna be almost 12 this year.
Okay.
And yeah, like I was doing some YouTube things back then. When I was little, actually, like those comic books and stuff and the stories I would write. Like I didn't type that stuff. I would write out big books with pens. My hands would hurt. But like when I moved here from Illinois, I threw a lot of that stuff away because I was just like embarrassed.
Yeah, that's
my mom was like, "Are you sure?" You know, and I was like, "No, this is garbage."
Oh,
so angry at myself.
Yep.
Some of it is salvaged. Like also just like SD cards I wiped and stuff like that. Some of it was by accident, but it's just heartbreaking. The things
You'll have
that
it for the rest of your life, man. There's no reason to throw anything away. There's room on there's enough hard drives out there.
Well, even that mentality can be dangerous because you gotta throw away some things. You gotta let go of things. You know, you can't just have clutter.
No,
then you'll never do anything if you just.
You can put it on a hard drive though, and it takes up this much space. Yeah, no, I agree. You can't hang on to every physical object, but
when I think about it, I get like tense. But I know that.
Think about what?
Like when I think about the things I threw away.
Oh yeah.
Like I did this thing January 1st this year. I released on a YouTube channel a lot of the like coolest old videos I had from 2009 2011. Because stuff earlier than that, like I got my first camera. It was a camcorder when I was 6 for the 6th birthday, I think. And I was just doing like, I didn't know how to do stop motion. I would move the Legos with my hands and stuff.
How are you supposed to do it?
What I meant was I would like, I would just spit on this.
Right.
I would just like move them.
Yeah.
Then I learned how to do it.
While you were recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like talk over it. Then I was like, oh, I can use editing software. I can put dialogue. I can cut up these things, these like little pictures. But what's the point I was getting to? Oh yeah, that's the stuff I had. But there's a lot. There's videos I can remember that they don't exist anymore. If I think about it too much, though, I'll never make new things. Yeah, I want to make things that in 5 years I can look back and be like, oh, that was trash, but it was cool that I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what I'm doing now. When I sit on an idea for too long, then I don't end up doing it. I'm sad. I'm like, oh, I wish I had done it because it would have been cool back then. Now I don't want to do it anymore.
Say that again.
So sometimes I have an idea and I like it, but I sit on it for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's boring to me. Move on to another thing.
Right. But it would have been a cool thing, and you feel like you were the right person to develop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to
Have done it.
Done it.
Yep.
But now I got to move on to a new thing. Just keep making new stuff.
Not
But
enough time.
that's why I'm just obsessed with making stuff lately. Just like getting my ideas out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Anti-Box, it was like, I've always never been a fan of like people telling you you're this thing, or
Okay.
like you can't do that, you're that, or like, for example,
Where does that come from?
I don't know. It's like,
Are your siblings that way?
no, my siblings are not that way. Everybody is. I mean, everybody is a hypocrite. So, but like,
Whoa. Okay.
just do
no
that
way
out
we're
there.
dropping that in. Okay.
Everybody breaks their own rules, but or like who they are. But anyway, people like teachers or other kids that's peers. You know,
Okay.
like
But if everybody's a hypocrite,
yeah, okay. I just mean sometimes. Like everybody makes mistakes sometimes. So, but like
that's not the same thing as being a hypocrite.
okay, then never mind.
Right?
Forget I
Okay.
said it. I don't always use the right words. But no, my brother and sister are not that way. My mom and dad are not that way. My family, for the most part, is not. But sometimes they are. Or sometimes people that you thought were your friends or whatever. But like, yeah, I just was never a fan of that. People telling me I can't do something because I'm that type of thing.
Have you
or,
run into that a
Oh,
lot?
yeah. Oh, for example, here's a great example. So when I lived in a suburb of Chicago, and we've talked about this. I'm a California kid. I don't belong there. Although I love Chicago and I love like Illinois, the place I grew up.
Yeah.
I don't love the parts I didn't grow up in because I have no nostalgia connection to them, and I really have a distaste for the people and the culture.
Okay.
Because I like not to summarize because there's great people there, but like,
Okay.
man, I'm gonna say the wrong thing.
No, we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about
So
this.
you
'Cause I
know-
feel the opposite way
Yeah.
about the exact same. I don't know about Chicago in particular, but that.
Well, like
swath of land.
Chicago, the city is fast moving, so that's one thing why I belong here because I like the California energy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I'm getting to. It's like, there's a lot of people that are like literally people that I grew up around. When I told them I was moving to California, they did not believe me
Okay.
because it's like some fantasy land that nobody actually lives in. Only famous people, and nobody actually becomes successful or famous. Like it's just given to you somehow.
Okay.
Like nobody actually apparently in their brains.
Okay.
And so it's like they kind of have this mentality of like, why would you even try? Why would you even try to do something? Because it's not worth it. You're just going to look stupid. You're not as good as all the people that you like, and they were always that good. That's just the mentality, and it's just not true. You know?
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I didn't follow a lot of parts of that.
Okay, well we can talk more about it. You have questions?
Yeah. So you're saying the people that you grew up around, they felt like the people who were talented enough to be famous were always that talented.
Yeah, or like they think magically they were just given like
I feel like that. I feel that same way.
well, say what you're gonna say then.
Hey, like I feel like it's more of a lottery than a talent competition.
Oh yeah, that's a valid point. What I'm more trying to get to is that they just don't think you should even try at something.
Well, I don't think you should try at the lottery. I think that's idiotic, unless you really enjoy the scratching of the tickets.
Well, we've talked about how if you're doing something for the purpose of being famous,
yes,
you're not going to be successful. You have
Right.
to find success in something else. But like, they're like some people that I know, and it's not to generalize, but like some people that I know or have met, that's the whole point of the whole anti-box, don't put me in a box, is that so I've known some people that say, don't even try to learn the piano because why would you bother doing something like that? Just live a normal,
they actually
be
said
as
that.
normal as you can. It's indirect, but sometimes
Okay.
people are that, like just ballsy to say
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, I can't relate to that at
It
all.
bothers me.
I've never had that ever in my life.
No one's ever told you can't do something.
Like
That you
I just
shouldn't?
assume they're all trolls. Like no one that I take seriously. Like
Well, that's good. It's a good
if
mentality.
like someone who comes up like if people tell me like they think the Earth is flat. Like okay, you don't really whatever. Like this conversation's done, but like there's no
They don't
like
matter
you
to
should
Is that it?
It's less than they don't matter to me. Like, I don't care enough to know if they matter to me or not.
Yeah. Well, it's good. I tried.
But-
that's what the whole thing is. Like, those people, you don't need those type of.
I don't think they're
naysayers.
real, though. That's like it.
That don't exist.
No, I don't think they exist. Like, anyone who like is telling me whether I should play music or not,
Yeah.
like, is like someone online while I'm playing a video game. Like, you should go kill yourself. You suck at this. Like, well, okay, whatever. Like, we're all playing video games. None of this really matters. This is all fake.
Yeah,
like,
no,
obviously, either you're just trying to get a reaction from me, or there's something wrong in your head and your life sucks, and whatever. Like, this has nothing to do with me. So, like, I'm not offended, or like it doesn't get a reaction out of me because they're like, there's nothing to react to. There's not an actual person there.
Yeah. Not that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this just to spite you guys. That's not the point. It's just like, well, has anybody ever said like, or like, it's more about, it's okay. Like, you could even look at it if you don't know those types of people. If you've never seen somebody like that, you could just be like, I like who I am and like the things that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I have like, there are people that are like, just like stupid, like they want to bother to know why you do something, or they're just like they just reject it.
Yeah, well, they don't have to buy it. Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that thing either.
Yeah.
Good luck to you out there.
Yeah. That's it.
All right.
But yeah, that's kind of the whole thing about it. Just like, don't put me in a box, and like, anybody can do anything they set their mind to, and you
No,
should be,
that's not true. Most people can't do most of the things they set their mind to. That shouldn't stop them from setting their mind to it and trying.
Yeah.
Unless it's extremely costly. And like, again, if you're spending your food money on lottery tickets, like, you shouldn't do that, because you can't just set your mind to it and win the lottery. So but if you got expendable income, and you enjoy that,
Yeah.
sure, go try it. You're not gonna win, but whatever, if it's fun for you.
Well, it's kind of like Kanye has a thing. He said on graduation, which is the third album, he said, shoot for the stars.
Okay.
So if you fall, you land on a cloud.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of goes in line.
It works better if you got a few millions to be your cloud.
He didn't.
He also won the lottery, though, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask a lottery
it's
winner,
also
how should everybody play? They'd be like, you should sell all your stuff and just like go for it. Just go for it, man. It's gonna be all right. No, it's not. You're gonna lose everything that you care about.
Yeah. I'm not.
So you shouldn't.
I'm not.
You absolutely shouldn't take the advice of a lottery winner on how to win the lottery. They're the worst person in the world to ask.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea, and they're the worst person because they don't know that they don't have any idea. And I feel like I say that's the same way about artists and famous people. Anyone who's paying their bills, doing what they love. Like, you got lucky. Like, that's great. You took a shot and you won, but that's not good life advice.
Yeah. Well, maybe with the phrase, you can do anything you set your mind to, is just like, if they work hard enough, I believe that they can. If you don't have it, you might not be working hard enough. There might be some force against you, but
I disagree with you, but I respect your opinion.
Well, thank you.
You're
I respect yours as
you're
well.
That way.
But
but if I agree with you on to the extent that, like, to whatever degree, like, most people aren't trying hard enough. Most people need to try
I
harder.
think they are.
Yeah, right. I know, but you don't know what your limits are, and especially like it's a very American thing to think that like you should set your mind to do something, because like if you're living in North Korea, you should set your mind to like not starving to death. So in the vast majority of the world, you don't get the opportunity to follow your dream.
Idea.
So, but yeah, if you are in the kind of place where you've got enough leftover resources that you can just like go for whatever you want to do, then you should definitely go, and you should probably go harder than you're going, because you're not going to win the lottery unless you buy a ticket. And so, yeah, you got to get in the game and try harder. But you also need to try. I think you need to try harder at something that you are going to be proud to have created or won or accomplished, even if it fails commercially or like it doesn't bring you in an income. So like trying to get an Instagram following, like that is right. That is for the purpose of like making money. And if it fails, like, what have you created? Well, you haven't really added anything to the universe. But if you try to like
Superficial.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's kind of what I've been doing, just trying to make things that I like personally,
Yeah.
myself, and like my my buddy Tyler the Creator. Just kidding, I don't know him, but he like just him and his friends got famous off their first drafts, just making stuff that they liked, and it was so genuine and authentic. Someone saw it and just spread through word of mouth, and they just were popular doing something like that. But they would have been doing that anyway. It's just that they now have the leisure to do it at their own pace now. They don't have to hustle.
Yeah.
And
But
also,
they are.
But they are.
I think those guys are. I think Kanye is working more hours a day than I am.
Yeah.
For sure.
Recently, he's definitely dad yay, for sure. He's definitely.
Really? Okay.
But I mean, like the whole Sunday service thing, and who knows what he's working on behind the scenes. He's been pretty private these days. He hasn't tweeted since January 1st.
He seems like he puts in 27-hour days pretty regularly because he doesn't have a choice, though. His brain doesn't work right.
His album making process is so intriguing to me.
Yeah.
He recently said, though, he actually spends more time napping than working. But I don't know. The dude's just an anomaly. I love thinking like the way he works is crazy. Like go in the studio for 12 hours and just like the way he works is intense. Like I was listening to an interview. Have you seen Anchorman 2?
I might have large portions of that memorized. Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen it. I've seen the first one. I love I like the first one.
Okay.
The second
you
one,
can love it. That's allowed.
oh, I mean, it's okay. Like I'll probably give it like a 7. It's pretty good. It's funny.
I invite you into my house.
It's funny.
And you give it a 7.
But yeah, it's definitely it's a good. I like that type of comedy, the Judd Apatow type stuff. I don't know if he worked on that, but he was a producer. Yeah. Like Superbad. I love that movie. But basically, Kanye West, he's in that movie, Anchorman 2. He's in like this battle scene, and he only had to be there for like an hour. He stayed on set for like 3 days, just hanging out. But he's like, Will Ferrell was talking about how he's just sitting there on his laptop on set, working intensely, like getting things done. It's insane.
He doesn't have any other mode.
Yeah.
That's all he can do. He can only do everything
so inspiring.
intensely.
So I would love...
Well, or sad, but...
No, I mean, he's... Well...
He can't stop.
Yeah, but I think he
the
loves
boy's messed up.
He loves
Sure,
it.
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that he exists
because
in the world.
Because he could totally... He's got money. He could totally stop. He doesn't have to
though.
make music.
That's my point, though. Yeah, right. I'm glad that he's making money doing it, because otherwise he would just be a really, really sad homeless guy that just like has ideas and just can't get them out into the world. Yeah. So, but we're out of time.
Oh,
so
dang.
we got, I know.
Yeah.
It's an hour just like that. So
yeah.
we got to do this
like
again sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Should do it again.
Okay, cool. So we got a bunch of other stuff to get to.
Yeah.
But
there were like
later.
things. You listed a bunch of things. We got through half of them. So
cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank you.